They do nothing but terrorize the homeowners in our community.
Today on Denver 7 News at 6, we introduced you to Jamae McClellan. She has been fined thousands of dollars over the last decade by her homeowners association in Green Valley Ranch, and her story is not unique.
And tonight we're asking, if you're a member of an HOA, how do you know the fees you pay are going to the right place?
Well, Denver 7's Russell Haythorne tonight going 360 in depth, talking to homeowners who feel wronged by their HOAs and the lawmakers hoping to make a change.
For all intents and purposes, it appears the cash has simply vanished. Two HOAs, one smaller condo complex in Denver's Cap Hill neighborhood called London House, claims to have lost $30,000. Another massive HOA in Aurora out by DIA with hundreds of homeowners, known as Traditions HOA, is out nearly $750,000. Homeowners are dismayed.
It seems really shady. I don't know why the previous HOA company isn't being held accountable.
Both of these HOAs are managed by a company called Mastino Management.
I find it quite a coincidence if the same management company was involved in 3 different HOAs where money was missing. There's lots of creative ways to make money disappear.
We contacted Mastino and talked with co-owner Kim Bacon, who said there are a lot of untruths to what's been reported. She also said we are letting the matter be resolved in the courts.
They basically break the law, but there's no accountability. There's no oversight of HOAs management companies.
That's Stan Rincevich with the Colorado HOA Forum. He and other critics and whistleblowers have been sounding the alarm about this for years. What they call a crisis in Colorado because right now there is no state oversight or licensing of HOA management companies, potentially leading to fraud, embezzlement, and more.
That's a $2 billion a year industry. What other industries? That's so large, has no oversight.
In 2019, Colorado's HOA oversight licensing expired, and despite bipartisan efforts to pass new legislation, Governor Jared Polis vetoed the bill.
If nobody's paying any attention, it's really easy to make money disappear.
State Representative Brianna Titone, a Democrat from Arvada, even reached across the aisle, partnering with Republican Representative Kurt Huffman of Highlands Ranch to try to get bipartisan oversight passed once again.
I'm willing to reach across the aisle and work with somebody I've known for the last 4 years. What happens if you get a bad community association manager? So you fire them from yours, they just move to the next one and do the same thing and the next thing. There should be a record of these people.
When the state monitors and has some accountability on these management companies, the state can step in and take their license away. They can fine them.
There is a state-funded office that handles HOA complaints.
I try to give them as much information and assistance as I can.
Meet David Donnelly, the man who heads up the 2-person office handling all the HOA complaints in Colorado. Think of it, 2 people in a state where nearly half, 46% of all Coloradans live in an HOA or community association.
I feel frustration from callers, and I can digest that and help provide them some guidance.
But that's where his authority stops. Donnelly has absolutely zero investigatory or enforcement authorities.
If I'm going to yell into the wind my frustration, I'm going to get the same result as if I file a complaint with the office.
The governor declined to go on camera for this story, but said in a statement he vetoed the bill because of strong concerns it would have increased costs and wouldn't have provided consumer protections for homeowners. The statement goes on to say Governor Polis continues to support efforts to reduce the power of HOAs from oppressing homeowners. This year, he did sign another bill that prohibits HOAs from foreclosing on homeowners solely based on fees and fines. But critics say that new legislation is also severely flawed and has no teeth.
That thing so far has been, to put it nicely, a mess.
Rincevich says abusive foreclosure practices continue to run rampant in communities like Green Valley Ranch.
No foreclosures based on fines. What is the impact? Absolutely nobody knows in that HOA or any HOA.
The last 2 years, we've had 28 foreclosures at Highlands Ranch. That's more than our entire recorded history. just over the last 2 years.
Huffman represents Highlands Ranch, which, for those who aren't familiar, is not a town or city, but rather a giant HOA. With 33,000 homes, it's the largest HOA in Colorado and the third largest in the country.
We're an extra large HOA. It works. It's superb. We don't have the property tax. We don't have all the encumbrances of a city. And there's numerous checks and balances.
General Manager Mike Bailey says the 27 to 28 foreclosures Huffman speaks of the past 2 years are misleading because the vast majority, almost all in fact, were resolved before the community association took possession of those homes.
We're not looking to take the property. We just want to ensure that they get it into compliance. In 17 years, we've taken possession of one property since I've been here.
As for Mestino Management, Traditions HOA attorney Brian Matisse says the HOA has filed suit against Mestino. Co-owner of Mestino, Kim Bacon, went on to say in her email to Denver 7 that it's the London house that owes Mestino thousands of dollars, not the other way around. And she said the Traditions lawsuit has a motion to dismiss that's pending, and if it's not dismissed, a countersuit will be filed. Russell Haythorne, Denver 7.